Hello everyone, it's day 47 and today I have April 19 Indian Express newspaper and there are two important articles over Indian Express explained page. So let us quickly read these two articles. The first article is about the anti-Maoist operation status check. So April 16 operation marks the successful entry of security forces in the Maoist controlled forest of Abuj Mart. Chhattisgarh is the only state where Maoists retain the capability to mount major attacks. So let us see at least 29 alleged Maoists were killed in a gunfight with security forces in the forest of southern Chhattisgarh, Kangar district on Tuesday. Exactly 10 days after the district goes into 10 days before the district goes to polls in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections in on April 26. The operation is the largest in terms of bodies recovered since the creation of Chhattisgarh in 2000 and amongst the biggest success for security forces in their decades-long fight against the left-wing extremism. So pushing into the unknown hills. The operation saw security forces push deep into the Maoist stronghold of the Abuj Mar literally unknown hills, a 4,000 square kilometer swathe of forest land in the southern Chhattisgarh Bastar region, mainly covering the district of Narayanpur, Bijapur and Dantewada, just south of the Kanker. Only a small part of the forest hills in Kanker. The difficult terrain, absence of roads, and the presence of left wing extremism has meant that 90% of the Abuj Mar, bigger in the terms of area than Goa, remains unsurveyed by the government. These jungles are therefore used both as safe havens and transit corridor by Maoists to travel between Maharashtra to the west and Andhra Pradesh to the south, Telangana to the southwest, and Odisha to the east via Chhattisgarh Sukma district. So those who were killed, sources in the Chhattisgarh police said the Indian Express that the CPI Maoist uh, Partapur area committee may have been wiped out in the operation. Over the years, the PAC has been accused of carrying out several deadly attacks, including the killing of BSF Jawan in an improvised explosive device blast during the Chhattisgarh Assembly elections last year. But those killed may have also been a part of the Jan militia, People's Militia, local tribals who provided logistical and other support to the Maoist figures, sources said, citing the area in which the encounter took place and the catch of the crude country made weapons recovered. The People's Liberation Guerrilla Army, the well armed core of the CPI Maoist military strength, does not operate much in the Kanker and is concentrated in South Bastar instead. But training camps are held for the Jan militia between February and June when the security forces conduct their tactical counter offensive campaign, senior officials said. So, left wing extremism in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is the only state in which Maoists continue to have a significant presence and retain the capability to mount big attacks. According to the Ministry of Home Affairs website, there are 70 left-wing extremism affected districts in the country. Of these, 15 are in the Chhattisgarh alone. Of the 25 Maoist left-wing extremism affected districts, 7 are in the Chhattisgarh, while 8 are in the Jharkhand. According to data presented by the government in Parliament between 2018 and 2022, there were 1,132 violent incidents perpetrated by left-wing extremists, in which 168 security forces personnel and 335 civilians lost their lives. This accounts for 70 to 90% of deaths and over a third of all violence due to left wing extremism. In the same period, security forces have also killed 328 Maoist cadres in over 400 planned operations. So, the government's final push. Chhattisgarh and to the lesser extent Jharkhand is a part of the government's final push against left wing extremism. This has seen central forces such as CRPF setting up bases deeper inside Maoist strongholds such as the jungles of Abuj Mart. In the past few years, more than 2 dozen bases have been set up in the Abuj Mart with Kankar's Rao Ghat jungles to setting new camps. After the BJP came to power in Chhattisgarh last year, a few new police camps have been set up on the two main entry points to Abuj Mart from Kanked in the north and Narayanpur in the east. The police have also crossed the Kotri River, a tributary of the Indravati Godavari, and established a new base camp in Abuj Mart. Okay, so Kotri River. An official speaking on the condition of the anonymity told the Indian Express that it is this that made the operations possible. Two of the Bastar's biggest encounters against Maoists since 2006 have taken place this month. Before the one in Kanked, 13 alleged Maoists were killed in the Bijapur district on April 1. A total 79 alleged Maoists have been killed so far this year. For perspective, 65 alleged Maoists were killed in all of 2019. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, during an election rally in Chhattisgarh last Sunday, promised to end Naxalism in 3 years if the BJP is voted to power for a third term. That being said, Maoists still control significant territory and retain the capability to launch big attacks. Sundar Raj P, Inspector General of Police, Bastar Range, said that improvised explosive devices remain a major threat to security forces. To avoid major casualties, Maoists have adopted a strategy of working only in small action teams, teams of the kind that hacked to death a Chhattisgarh armed force commander in Bijapur in February. So concerns over right violations. The government's push has also seen human rights activists and family of slain alleged Maoist mount accusation of fake encounters against security forces. In February, wives of three men killed in an encounter, along with the other locals, marched to a police station in Kankir, claiming that the deceased were innocent villagers. After the killing of 13 alleged Maoists on April 1, lawyer and activist Bela Bhatia had alleged that the encounter was fake. So Kawasi Lakma, former Congress minister and six-time MLA from Konta Sukma district, had told the Indian Express in an interview, "When we were in power, except the slighter incident May 2022, where three tribals were killed, no other incident occurred. There have been 10 incidents of police firing since BJP took over 4 months ago. Today, even ordinary tribals who may be going to the market or a fair are seen as Naxals by the government." So this is a politics also taking place in this internal security matter. So let us come to the another important topic, which is about the Israel's expensive defense against aerial threats. So let us see. Israel has claimed that 99% of the more than 300 missile and drone launched by the Iran on April 13 were intercepted, a significant strategic success, as Israel Defense Forces spokesperson Rear Adam Daniel Hagari said. However, this success came at a significant economic cost, which will recur in the event of more or bigger Iranian attacks. Iran's Iran's barrage Israel's defense. According to the IDF, that is Israel Defense Forces, Iran launched 120 ballistic missiles, 30 cruise missiles, and around 170 UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, out of which only a few ballistic missiles got through Israel's defenses, which compromise multiple systems such as the Iron Dome, Arrow interceptors, Patriot missiles, and advanced fighter jets. Three systems operated by the IDF and Israel's allies, such as the United States and the United Kingdom and France, are designed for specific threats and are integrated to work in tandem. For instance, the US developed Arrow is a family of anti ballistic missiles interceptor which can hit intermediate range ballistic missiles either within Arrow 2 or beyond Earth's atmosphere. The Iron Dome, on the other hand, shoots down short range rockets, UAVs, and other small aircrafts. The asymmetry in cost. Israel's remarkably capable air defense system is also very expensive, especially when compared to the targets it seeks to shoot down. Thus, while each of the Russian made Katyusha rockets that Hamas had and Hezbollah routinely fire into the Israel are estimated to cost around $300, each of the Tamir missile that the Iron Dome uses to intercept them cost about 20,000 to $100,000, according to the report by the Air and Space Force magazine. Add to this fact that add this to the fact that multiple Tamirs may be fired at each incoming projectile to ensure success, and the cost of interception balloons. Yehoshua Kaliski, a researcher of the Tel Aviv-based think tank Institute for National Security Studies, told the Wall Street Journal that Israel spent more than 2.1 billion Israeli shekels, more than $550 million, to repel the Iranian barrage over just a few hours. The Israel based news website Yenet News estimated the cost at double that, more than $1 billion. If we are talking about ballistic missiles that need to be brought down with an arrow system, cruise missiles that needs to be brought down with other missiles, and UAVs, which we actually bring down mainly with airplanes, then add up the cost: $3.5 million for a arrow missile, $1 million for a David sling, such cost for airplane. We get an order of magnitude 4 to 5 billion shekels, more than $1.3 billion. Brigadier General Reem and Minok, a former financial advisor to the IDF chief of staff, told. So, by contrast, an Iranian ballistic missile is estimated to cost around $100,000, and its Shahid drones $20,000 to $50,000 each, according to reports by the Guardian. Experts have calculated the cost of attack for Iran was around 100 to $200 million, perhaps 5 to 10 times less than what Israel spent to repel it. needed cheap interceptors. The Washington Post reported that the US estimates Iran's stockpile to contain at least 3,000 ballistic missiles and hundreds of launchers, which means that if not deterred, Tehran already had the capacity to carry out an attack like the one on Saturday at least 10 times over. So, repelling these potential attacks will entail a huge drain on Israel's finances and could stretch the missile production capabilities of the country and its allies. So, experts have noted that the industrial specialization and the stress on quality of defense equipment that has meant that it could take 2 years or more to deliver orders for some Western and air defense interceptors. This problem has been in evidence in Ukraine. According to the Wall Street Journal, over the past 2 years, Russia has fired more than 2,000 missiles and 505,000 Iranian Shahid drones at Ukraine, crashing in on falling Ukrainian interception rates as the country runs out of the Western supplied missiles. So, Tom Karako, director of the Missile Defense Project at the Washington, D.C. based Center for Strategic and International Studies, told the Washington Post that the number of munition it took to repel the Iranian attack was enormous, costly, and could be difficult to replicate. So, Chris Bose, Chief Strategy Officer at the American Defense Technology Company, Anduril Industries, told reporters, "You can't kill cheap drones if you don't have cheap interceptors." A potential future solution. So, to address the asymmetry in cost, countries are now testing a different form of air defense based on microwave and laser beams, which could, in theory, fire indefinitely as long as the power sources is intact. Once in mass production, they will also be much cheaper than currently available systems. In January, the UK military tested a new laser weapon dubbed Dragonfire. This experimental system was developed for about $40 million and consumes energy worth only $13 to down a drone, the UK government had said. The type of cutting edge weaponry has the potential to revolutionize the battle space by reducing the reliance on expensive ammunition while also lowering the risk of collateral damage, UK Defense Secretary Grant Shapps said in January. Several other countries, including India, are said to be developing their own such weapons. However, this technology is not battle tested, and questions have been uh, raised regarding their effective range. They also require a steady source of energy on the battlefield. So this was all about important things from today's newspaper. So for other important articles, we'll meet tomorrow. Till then,